State's way, that's advantage for the Shockers. Well done by Ubeze.
Here is Grimes. And Grimes misses a three. Offensive rebound to Gresham. Transfer from Connecticut. Gilbert on the attack. White is there to double. I'm going to take away. Grimes on the feed from Giroux will throw it down. At a timeout, Isaac Brown. And with 6 turnovers. Here's White again. He'll go right back at it. This time does not score. Got his own miss. And he feeds Grimes, who strokes a triple.
But that's a really good first run for Fabian White.
I mean, Houston was the deepest team in the American already. You had him. That's just silly. Grimes misses in traffic. Rebound who did.
Guy that you can rely on to go to the offensive glass. Just watch the red jerseys when the ball goes up. Watch number 13. Watch Roberts. Watch Gresham. 55. Yeah, they all just go after the ball.
Lap 2 and Quentin Grimes back for the defensive rebound. 5 points for Grimes coming off 29 last Wednesday against South Florida. He shoots again and his miss is Brown. Houston has missed 14 shots and rebounded 8 of those. Make it 9 of 15 as Grimes just sneaks in. Shockers. Mark with 4 to shoot. Gonna have to be Grimes. He doesn't know it. I don't think he got off in time. And it's 42%. Hard to believe this, Mark. They've got 24 points in the paint. They have not taken a single free throw despite that number. Grimes in and out of the
players. Look, you might make a physical error. We get it as coaches. But when you make mental errors like that, a head coach has to sit a guy because the only thing a player understands is playing time.
Wade for 3, too strong. Rebound to Grimes. That blocked shot was Udeze's 5th for Wichita State. Grimes, oh, he stuck it underneath. He went around Gresham, and it's a 2-possession game. Now Grimes, a contested 3.
Far for the Cougs. Grimes will take that shot and hit. They want to get him going. Tournaments. 1 out of 2 for Jeffries, who's a 55% free throw shooter. Grimes all the way, and he gets it to go.
You know, you really shouldn't give up a late.
Grimes, deep 3. Yes. Tough shot.
That was a good no call.
Grimes catch and shoot 3. No. And Ellis is. Grimes for 3.
Memphis tried a little zone on that possession.
Giroux bounces it down low to Cheney. Now Grimes will fire from deep. And the rebound grab by Cisse into the NCAA tournament. Critical game for Memphis, who has not been to the tournament since 2014. Grimes, tough off-balance shot, won't go, out of bounds to the Tigers.
10 minutes. Sometimes you got to take a guy out just to remind him, hey, just so you know, you've got 3.
Fabian White pushes off, igniting this second half surge by Memphis.
And what makes Memphis so good is they're so athletic at every spot. And there's...
That's Grimes.
He's half.
Grimes. Shot altered, now numbers for the Tigers. Joining us for game 1 of our triple header today on CBS as Giroux front rims a 3. Long rebound, and Giroux has it again. Grimes fires away. And Jeffries skies for the 59 with 5:37 to go, and Jeffries still being attended to behind the Memphis bench. Mark quickly the other way. No. Grimes with the follow. Counted and 1.
He puts it up and in. And it still is a 3-point ball game 5 minutes into the contest.
I'm a bit surprised how much South Florida has been able to get inside the paint.
In terms of fatigue later on in the game, so that's why he's going to be subbing out his guys a lot. But right now, you can see they came ready to play.
I should say Houston has responding very well in this game. That's a nice pull-up again. I like that Grimes is going for it early on in this game.
Grimes definitely looking for his offense, and then Houston with the offensive rebound. And a tough finish amongst the trees. Is that Russell Chiwa?
Yes, it was. Another
Chiwa,
7-footer.
the other 7-footer for this team. They got 2 7-footers, and this is the size we were talking about in the open.
They have a game plan, and it's to go inside out, and that's what we knew, from Coach Gregory yesterday. He said, this is our game plan, and we can't lose who we are. We're physical. We're a physical team. Just throw the ball up there on the boards, and let's go get. You just got to work through it. You got enough guys who can put the ball in the hole.
Grimes with the shot clock winding down. 2 on the clock. Grimes gets to the lane, but can't finish. And South Florida just get past to Sasser. 10 on the shot clock for Houston. Now Grimes will use the screen. Pulls up for 3. Got it. Man, they are just shooting so well from the lane with the left. And he rejected. Bryson Grisham just volleyballed that one. Here's the run out.
On that ball.
You can shoot me 17 points. And this is definitely one of his most impressive performances I've seen from him this season. Grimes, 3. And look who's got the...
And Michigan, of course, waiting to see if they are going, or when they're getting back from their 2-week shutdown. They had their first practice Monday since January 24th. So can the Wolverines get back to where they were? Ohio State, another tough team in the Big Ten, trying to grab that other #1 seed.
Largest lead of the about Chiwa throwing it down.
Chiwa saying, get off me there. I like him flexing a bit, showing his strength and his size.
And then South Florida will come up with a steep.
Let's go back inside of that play from Chiwa. He gets good position. Nobody jumps in front of him, so kind of an easy play for the Bulls. One of the few times they've scored easily here inside the paint.
Center as Houston is really starting to open things up, and they're getting it done with the outside shooting, bro.
Yeah, how comfortable does Quentin Grimes look? And we heard Coach Gregory talk about it.
For Florida, this game was tied at 27 apiece with 6.5 to play in the first half, and then Quentin Grimes just took over.
It's so great to see him in his flow tonight. Not only did he hurt.
Kellen Sampson, really good guy. I went to one of their practices last year, got to meet him. He is a head coach in the making, for sure. I mean, someone is going to give him the opportunity because he is going to go.
$18 million in exposure to the University of Houston just by the basketball team.
Well, Durr just tied his season with the loose ball. Nice finish by Alexis Yenda. The 6'8" big man showing some moves.
And that was important to Coach Gregory. He talked to us. You can hear Coach Gregory telling his guys still stay down on defense.
Grimes with 7 seconds.
Displaced him. See if we can get you guys another angle. Take a look.
Justin Gorham has got it.
77-70 over Tulsa to earn the right to take on Houston tonight, and we are underway from Fort Worth. And right off the bat, it's Grimes launching up a 3 and connecting. On that, Cross trying to find the cutter. Oh, save from going out by Sasser to his teammate Jerome. Grimes again for 3. Rebound put back up and in by...
Seeing players from last night to tonight begin to truly believe that this program can be special. It's an interesting development of player, coach. Fun to watch USF today battle with Wichita State. Such belief that they could win. And we're seeing that belief from Tulane. Great ball movement from Houston. And again, an offensive rebound. That time, Fabian White for Grimes again. They get it again.
Another offensive board, and in the ball game now, Forbes at 5 points, and it's a 1-point game.
Tulane is competing.
Oh, and Gorham just kind of played. Walker, yes. Wow, what a shot.
Tulane's like gum on your shoe. They just won't go away.
4 boards. And it's a 7-point game coming up on 12 minutes remaining in the contest. Sasser, and just kind of understand what they're going through personally and outside of basketball. And that's what Ron Hunter tried to dedicate himself to do this season, as this basket counts in a foul by Tylen. It's entertainment just watching that in the 2 box at the top left of your screen with his reaction after every play.
But that's what Tulane needs.
Well, what did he say? He said, I'm the best recruiter over Zoom there is, you know, but then what did you get him in person too? It's obviously even better. I mean, he is just an outstanding and fun guy to be around. And, you know,
and Coach knew at that moment that because he had gone there, he had asked. It wasn't what do I need to do on the court, it's what do I need to do as a person to become the player that I can be. And when he was...
I just think it's going to be closing possessions out. And interesting to see Houston going right to Reggie Chaney. They did that against Western Kentucky. Guarding Quentin Grimes is going to have to be high on that priority list as well. But that's going to be the game right there. Closing possessions.
And lose guys. Lost 4 starters each of the last couple of years. There has been no drop-off. Here they are sniffing a 3 seed. Top 12 ranking as Quentin Grimes gets on the board for the first time.
Marcus Sasser. Here's Grimes, step back 3. There's that offensive rebound chance. Gorham poked away.
But we really haven't heard from much here today. You get those two going. They've got Grimes really playing in a great offensive rhythm right now. And another open shot for him in the corner. But they always do this. You know, this is not a question of whether they're going to do this in the NCAA tournament. That is. And right there, Quentin Grimes knocking down the 3.
Grimes. Kick that ball around. And Grimes, 2 of the top 3 in the ACC and 3-point field goal attempts. Grimes, acrobatic shot in transition.
Look at how he just put the defense.
That's going to be with them.
Rebounding as well. That's gonna make the trip too. And you know, Kelvin Sampson may not care that they're forcing the net rankings. But when you look at to maybe combat that in some shape or form, you know, that's going to be more difficult against those elite teams. This is like watching him play at the...
There's a rebound by Fabian White. There's another guy that's worth mentioning, number 35 for Houston in his 4th game back. There's Grimes again. Those shots aren't going to fall for South Florida. This is going to get away from them quickly. No. But I don't overcoach you. And as someone who played the game, Robbie, those 2 things, if you can get the right combination, you can have a great player.
Well, a shock. He actually missed.
The only thing we have. Sasser misfires again on the 3. Rebound there for Jerome. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. There's that guy again. Grimes, though, misfires. He's got 6 made threes, 22.
3-on-1 fast break that we have to watch where some kid launches a 3 now is his fault. Because for him, that's a high percentage shot. But for others, it's like, it's horrible. But I think
he's out today. They're without their starting 5, starting 4, backup 5, and against a team like Houston, that is not what you want to have. Grimes misfires from 3.
Level, you know, not that they have bad personnel or anything like that. They have a good team, but when you have NBA players around him, well, he's going to find guys. He's going to score. He's going to have single coverage. He's a big-time talent.
3 times this year, and 2 of those have come against UCF.
Very strange to think about a UCF team that is near the bottom of the league. Grimes with a 3, and Quentin Grimes, who might be the front runner. Brother, the freshman Mason Madsen also opted out, but 4-0 in the last 4. DeJulius has taken on a starring role in those games. Here's Grimes, and Grimes draws the contact from Keith Williams. Hillard at 0 for 8.
Yeah, he doesn't score much. Doesn't even play a ton, but starting the game. Good to see him get some points on the board.
Grimes short of a jumper.
In terms of Marcus Sasser and Quentin Grimes, and when one is struggling, the other seems to struggle as well because they don't have that balance on the floor. We know what they do defensively. We know what they can do on the offensive glass. but ultimately you've got to score points. Games called. They need it to be a physical game. You know, they need to be able to attack the offensive glass and put bodies on bodies. And there are some officiating crews that will call that. There are some that won't. Now, if you're familiar
And Tremont Mark, the freshman, with a rebound. Cincinnati going big right now with Diarra and Vogt in the game together. And Mark breaks a shot.
With a lot of NBA talent, they're going to have to win some grinded out style games. And once you accept that and start to play that identity, it becomes a part of you. And that's really what you're seeing from Kansas right now. Let's see, hook and hold.
For the final possession of this first half.
He's finally asleep. Sometimes you need to...
Julius no go on a three. Cincinnati started 3 for 3 from deep. They've missed their last 8. At the other end, Grimes hits his second 3, and he's got...
Defenders seek out who's actually setting this screen, because he may set a screen, whereas the other guy might just slip it. That variety makes it a challenge to figure out.
Oh, Grimes just toasted Madsen.
I'd really like to see, even after made baskets, I'd like to see Houston get into it quicker. I just feel like you don't want to play against a set defense if you don't have to. You end up taking a bad shot, nothing to build.
The front runner.
I was thinking of Etienne. He's just one of those guys where you take him off the floor. Is Wichita State the top of the standings? The answer is absolutely not. So I think whoever finishes that...
It's the kind of game that Quentin Grimes could really explode offensively. Got the ball in his hand now. Leans in. Shot missed. Ball deflected, and possession will go to Alcorn State. Boy, everybody's slipping all over the floor here early on. Baseline to the top. Giroux. A good ball movement for the Cougars. Going to pay off with a 3-ball no in the left corner. Fighting for it underneath the shed. Nice entry feed going up. Scoring and 1 for Quentin Grimes.
Now Justin Gorham doing a great job.
He'll launch around the rim and out. Both teams challenge on the floor, but at least again the Cougar offensive rebounds have come to help, including a reverse layup try. That's on the way and through. Beautifully done. Wow. Turning, twisting, spinning. Gorham. Double team comes. Somebody has to be open. 4 on the clock. Contested 3 for Grimes. Oh, another miss as the Cougars are 0 for 6 from distance. Addition here for his coach to get some playing time. Grimes has the basketball right beyond the U of H logo. Contested 2 left corner. Awkward angle from 15. Comes up strong. 14 points a game last year. All SWAC first team. So we'll have keep an eye on him over the course of the year. He'll be in town to play at TSU and on to Prairie View later on this year. Shot attempt from the right elbow doesn't drop, and the rebound comes down to Alcorn by Justin Gorham, who returns. Cougars up 16. Cougars 11 of 24 from the floor in the first half, and now he can make it 12 of 25. A nice layup that time for Quentin Grimes.
Good
defenders. 20-point lead, largest for the Cougars. Here's Grimes again. Tough off-balance shot left of the rim. Keeping it alive. Open man.
Might be tempted to say the only threat. Another difficult shot.
Grimes at the left elbow. Pops in a 15-foot jumper. He could box too. He is way on the floor right now for Alcorn State.
Got an assistant out there on the floor with him.
Left corner. This is Grimes for a 3-ball. That is desperately needed. That's just the second 3 to Tremont Mark. Back to Giroux. Out left side, Grimes spots up for 3. No. Boy, the Cougars have had a miserable time shooting 3s. I mean, no surprise at all. Cougars. Chaney on the floor looking for that loose basketball. Here goes Giroux to the lane. Out wide open left corner. 3-ball for Grimes. Yeah. Cougars starting to really feel it here in the second half. Powell, who finds himself with a field goal as a Houston Cougar. And a steal. Quentin Grimes. Look out! Timeout. Alcorn State.
Oh, that's a mismatch.
Grimes. Step back 3. Hits again.
You know, we were talking about his 3-point shooting. It hasn't been real on the floor, but he's got some offensive skills.
Grimes wants another triple.
Oh,
and he'll hit it.
Holy cow. He was really good. Kendrick Davis, their little point guard, and Tyson Jolly. That is a really, really good backcourt, and that's an NCAA caliber team.
Offensive rebound to Kieran Powell off the Grimes miss.
Your officials this afternoon, Patrick Evans, Brian Dorsey, Chuck Jones. We're underway from Orlando. Quentin Grimes averaging 20 a game, and he's off to the races all right. And averaging 12.3 turnovers a game. That's good for second in the conference, so a little uncharacteristic start for UCF. Grimes off the mark with that shot. Mobley the rebound for the night. That's been really impressive, is his rebounding ability.
Well, I'd say everything that he's done has been impressive. He's just playing with a fire, and here he's just shooting the ball with confidence. He's been a completely different player. It says more to me about the kid than anything else.
Foul called on UCF.
Inconsistency will take over. If you find that complement, right, in the sense that your defense complements your offense in a way that it brings a rhythm to what you want to do and allows you to get up and down the floor, that's when you're at your best.
What kind of bird has teeth?
Offensively, it affects who you are on the offensive side of the ball, too.
And mark this time right now. Brandon Mahan just checked out for Johnny Dawkins and UCF.
And the adjustments they've made defensively has made it even more difficult on both offenses.
Grimes and one, no. They call an offensive foul on Quentin Grimes.
This has been ECU's MO here the last several games, is finding a way after giving up some deficits to claw their way back in games. Grimes, an air ball from 17. Shot clock didn't reset. 2 to shoot for the Cougars. Grimes didn't get it away. Pirates with a great defensive possession.
Look over at this.
Denied nicely and taken away by Gore.
A great job fronting Gardner. Nowhere to go with that pass.
Grimes from the outside. Misfires on the 3. And Gardner, trying to see if Grimes can get things going here for Houston. As Jay mentioned, yet to scratch. He's averaging nearly 17 points a contest. And connects on the triple, his shooting 35% from beyond one. Very reminiscent of the game the Pirates played against Tulsa on Saturday, where they just continued to claw their way back. Contact, but no foul called for Grimes, and East Carolina can play for the lead with maybe East Carolina with a sense of belief now. 3 minutes gone, second half.
And you see guys stepping up, Robinson, White, Broody, Miles. You know Gardner's going to have that production. But the Pirates
had it blocked away and then taken away by Giroux. It's Gresham with the rejection. Number 2 in the conference in blocks, and a 3 is missed by Grimes, and it certainly seems like the lead. He's trapped in the corner, and now Giroux open for the triple. Another offensive rebound. Grimes. And a foul on Houston.
Contender. They do everything well, and East Carolina has just played at a higher level tonight.
Joe Lunardi had Houston as a 2 seed when play started tonight, as Grimes with just his second field goal of the game. Remember, Cougars will see their 8-game winning streak snapped. Grimes misses the 3, fitting that Gardner gets the final possession for the
3. And that one was almost down and spits back out. Houston comes the other way. Here's Grimes. That one clangs off the front of the iron. The rebound will come off of Mormon. Good drive, but a block shot underneath. Grimes pull up triple. Got it.
Excellent work in transition, Calvin Sampson. To rotate, you get a chance to get lanes to the offensive glass.
He either slapped his wrist or the ball, because I could hear it way up here. There's nobody in the stand, so we get a pretty good idea what it sounds like on the court.
We sure do.
Grimes pull up from the outside. That is his spot. Well, he's got a lot of spots, but that's one of them.
Yes, he does.
Grimes will try another 3 and get another 3.
Well, I tell you, man, he has really tightened up his lead. And the way Houston has shot the ball from the 3-point line in this 5-game winning streak. They're making 10 a game, Brad. and shooting just under 40% in doing so, and they've done nothing.
And get a look at the rim.
Exactly.
Grimes drives strong to the baseline, and
he did a nice job defensively
between these two teams this year. When it's 12. Here's a fadeaway by Grimes, and the rebound over. Didn't jump in there quick enough on Grimes. Long step, Grimes, long shot off the mark. And Grimes for three. Got it. Quentin Grimes, that's his third.
That is the difference.
Kellogg and our CBS crew. Leacore Center in Philadelphia for Temple and Houston. And Houston having the best of it. Two-pointer that time for Grimes. Grimes for a pull-up three. Kept alive on the offensive board.
Themselves and everybody else. There are a number of teams that perhaps could nudge into that territory, but to this point, beautiful drive by Grimes, Gonzaga and Baylor, and then everybody else. And
quick 5-0 lead for the Shockers.
Going back to the first half. And Justin Gorman offensive rebound off the miss from Gresham. Houston 0 for 5 to start the second half. And Dejan Giroux's starting 5 for Houston as well. Grimes, Giroux, Sasser, Gorham, Gresham.
Watch Gorham on the offensive glass. There he is.
Well, instead he'll take it.
Here comes the trap. Once he comes to the sideline, they're coming after you.
Cheney gets his man in the air, counted and one for Reggie Cheney.
Well, what he does when he goes back and looks at games, well, first he puts it on mute. That's what I've heard. He puts the games on mute, but what he looks for when he watches game film are patterns of mistakes. So this is why all teams, when they play Houston, they know it's going to be a long night on the boards. They struggle. That's a great look. We talked about his rebounding ability. How about the vision from Justin Gorham to Quentin Grimes?
Grimes gets for Mark to Julius to hit a 3, and he'll try his luck again. Rebounded Cheney. Lead is 24 for the Houston Cougars. Lead is 26. Grimes to White. It's a party in Houston. That's past Marcus Camby level. Blow by for Grimes. Gresham again.
That's what I'm saying. If Memphis comes to the ball, that's exactly right. A lot of uncomfortable jump shots for Houston.
Grimes, Cheney, up fake, and Cheney scores. 13 field goals for Houston, 10 in the paint.
Sunday, so things have worked out just fine, and that shows you what a great coach Kelvin Sampson is, what a tremendous culture the Houston Cougars are, while everyone else is in franchise frustration.
After the corner, Castaneda getting it done.
Oh, he tried to flip that one inside, makes the extra pass. It's hot potato. Back to Giroux again. That ball is moving. A little bit of a rhythm. Find a flow within this game. Find your opportunities. That's the other thing. When you come back, you have to understand that you aren't who you were last year. The entire dynamic of the team is different. There's no and chase at times, scramble at times defensively, but the opponent can't play with us if we play with tempo.
On the slip through, Cheney from Grimes, and Cheney goes up and under to score. Amadou Diarra checks in the game. Cincinnati goes a little bigger, beg your pardon.
Here's Gorham for 3.
Yes. Justin Gorham.
Although at that point in your career, you guys at almost every one of your games were nationally televised back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Back when you had 4 channels. There's a lane drive, and Tremont Mark with 2 more.
Really impressed with that rule.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying they already can. I'm like, yeah, they can.
No, there's
oh,
and one. Oh, man.
Man.
Contacted.
Run in the first good, clean look. They just need to, a run and gun spread and let the thing fly because they've been good in transition.
Speaking of letting it fly, Kieron Powell has become a scoring machine in the second.
To clean that up if they want to hang in this game against the 6th-ranked Cougars. Sasser, catch and release, got it. Marcus Sasser with the 2-pointer. Misses the first. A reminder, the college football playoff semifinals, New Year's Day on ESPN. Alabama taking on Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl. Then it's number 2 Clemson and number 3.
On a hanging tough early with the 5th-ranked team in the nation. This is Grimes, the team's leading scorer, yet to scratch tonight. Stepping into a 2 is Gresham, and a big shot for his first points.
That's what's impressive about.
He'll be an injection of some offense, for example, because of his ability to drive it, but also to shoot it.
There's some shooting it from Tremont Mark.
I thought.
Giroux setting up in the corner, buries the 3 for number 3. Either canceled or postponed due to COVID as they lose the ball as well. And Houston on the break and the flush by Gorham. Every one of their players at one point or another has tested.
Tall State. 10 to shoot. We're under 8 to go in the second half. Giroux gets the roll.
Game they trailed by double digits in the first half. This is Grimes off the feed from Giroux. Might have traveled. Instead, sets up Giroux for a 3. Dejan Giroux.
In one level.
Still looking for a first basket. Just over a minute gone by. Three is drilled by Sasser. Marcus Sasser averages just by Walker.
Wow, great movement.
And from the corner, that's a long two, knocked in by Tylen Pope.
Wow, you can't imagine.
And Houston is absolutely dominating this game. UCF finally gets a shot away from Fuller. Oh no, UCF.
I love how we just had the conversation about whether Houston's a Final Four caliber team. And I took the safe stance of saying, I don't.
And with the success Tulsa's had on their home floor against Houston, not the case here. They've been blown out in their last two times here, including by 35 last year. Marcus Sasser gets on the board. 10 o'clock. Giroux finds Grimes, 3 to shoot. Now Sasser. 6-0 run for Houston.
Interesting.
4 to shoot. Sasser just gets it off and connects. His third three already, 11 points. Sean Williams, the freshman from Chicago, misfires.
Good pass.
Grimes to Chaney, 16-point lead. 4 assists in the early going.
Season high, just 5 assists. Career high, 6 assists. So Quentin Grimes will be flirting, and that may be another assist right there.
Turning and spinning is Mark. Grimes back out. The lefty's going to launch a three and hit it. Tremont Mark. That's his 5th three-pointer. Averaged 6 points a game last season for the Owls.
Good pass.
Feed inside. Chaney up fakes, goes to the window and scores. Very fluid motion that time once the ball got into his hands.
Yeah, very. Houston's perimeter scores, Mark. I know coming in you thought this could be a big story of this game. We're going to keep a track on this with Grimes, Mills, and Sasser. And this basket's going to count. And the foul. Giroux heading to the free.
Memphis. He did not shoot it well against Memphis at all.
Nice play here from Gorham. And the feed inside.
They're back to a zone. They played some man. Now they're in their zone.
Richie's 2 free throws has made it 33-30, but now it is tied. And a three-pointer goes down, and we get a foul. And what it was like to go up against them. You know, we said earlier about the respect that they don't seem to get for whatever reason. The coaches respect them. Here's a three ball that goes in by Caleb Mills, and he's finally getting
the basket. There's Grimes at 3-point line left. Shot clock down to 10. Giroux, deep three coming up. There's the first one of the day for the Houston Cougars, and 5 straight points for remaining in the first half. Grimes.
Good pass.
Underneath, down low, easy layup, Justin Gorham.
Hey, look, that all started with a good, solid screen by
Bryant taking that kind of shot.
Really good defense. That is not the shot Frank Martin wants.
Grimes takes his defender down. Mark to tie. Yes! Tremont Mark's been working most of the free throw line, but that.
Here's one of the freshmen for Texas Tech, and Amari Burnett got caught up along the baseline and turns it over. Free throw line jumper up and in once again for Tremont Mark. Santos Silva guarding Grimes. Finds a wide open Giroux.
Nice job defensively for the Cougars. On the baseline, Shed. Free throw jumper on the way and good. Bryson Gresham that time knocking that one down. Sasser doesn't have that open look. He's got the basketball in his hands. To the baseline. Long three coming up. That's good. Pick it up where he left off. Eames in. Tough runner, no. Rebound to the Cougars. Another board for Roberts. Right corner kick, a three ball. That's beautiful. Right down.
Utah State run since then against the #1 field goal percentage team, the #1 3-point defense in the country in Houston. Grimes with an over dribble and a steal for Denton.
Ollie, Andrew, is probably one of the most sought after, graduate transfers in the nation last year from Virginia Tech.
2.5 in.
How about, like you said, the big guy picking it up, little dribble, Euro, finish.
Okay.
Yet another foreign guy. He grew up in
the post. They're not mad about it at all if Saunders shoots jump shots. Houston isn't.
Just 2 for 6. That's even with Gorham, who's got an early 7. Chris, you have more on Justin Gorham's story?
Calvin Sampson, let's talk about his staff for a minute. Quantus White, Hollis Price, 2 terrific players that know Calvin's philosophy and culture, and then his son Kellen, who I think is going to start.
And he'll be a starter as long as Memphis is playing this year at this rate. Here comes Grimes. There's Giroux, and Grimes threw it away.
Boy, Giroux was hustling. I mean, Giroux was flying next
in the entire country. Ooh, Memphis might not want to hear. Ellis with a steal. Boogie's going to...
Quentin Grimes, because he had 33 last game.
Grimes with the turnover.
Trying to get this last shot up at the buzzer, and no. Saw some sparks fly, too, yesterday in Texas. Andrew Jones, Courtney Ramey really going at it in a huddle, and the Longhorns lost to West Virginia.
And that was just simply unacceptable. There's no way around it.
Your starter the previous 2 seasons would miss the season, and he worked diligently. He made it back in a little under 9 months.
Unbelievable.
Following his surgery. Right knee.
Hands of Pierce, another Houston rebound. Grimes wants to push. Yeah, ooh, dangerous pass. It wound up being a turnover. Well, it's an unforced turnover that I guarantee you, Coach. Grimes turns. One-on-one against Pierce. Ball loose, taken away. Here come the Braves. Maybe a fast break opportunity, but they cannot complete it as a...
And they have done just the opposite. They have made this a basketball game here in the second half.
They have outscored the Cougars 11-4, and there's a forced turnover on the strip from behind into the hands of...
Here's DeJean Giroux, one of the great assist men in the American Conference. Grimes, baseline, and he threw it away. Here's Adams, all alone.
Player of the year in this conference. He might be coming off the bench all season, and that says a lot about the kid. I give him a lot of credit. He's a leader. He's the type of guy that will bring out the best in his team. They got to be trying to figure out whether this actually hit the rim or not. I believe there's about 8 seconds left on the shot clock when the ball was about to hit the rim, but I don't think it hit the rim. Should probably be, well.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
It's the GMC season to upgrade. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most GMC models. Use it to...
He was certainly on the team, though, and was a facilitator of the slamma and the jamma, for sure.
Did the text say, don't forget about me?
No, he's just very complimentary. He's watching his...
Cheney and him are going one-on-one. They're looking to get the ball into the post.
Charles Coleman also out with a foot injury for East Carolina. And then on the sideline steps Grimes, and another Houston turnover. Sasser couldn't get it to go. Gore misses the flush finish, and it's Grimes who had it taken away by Robinson White. What a stand by East Carolina defensively.
And the hustle. Joe Dooley so pleased.
The board, and Giroux saves it over at the scorer's table. Grimes will try it a different way, and they'll wave that one off.
Cougar lead to 1.
Shot clock at 6. Quinones is eyeing it up. Quinones drives, lobs it up for Cisse, and he missed it.
He should have thrown
5, whatever it used to be. You had enough data that said, okay, you're not getting in the tournament. The net doesn't have that yet because we haven't been using it that long. But I'll tell you this, I would personally, for me, ice and all that trapping made big guys rotate to different spots and open up the backboard. That's a pretty good adjustment by Penny Hardaway.
Quinones chucks it on the rim. Cisse has it knocked away. Grimes dribbles out of the pack.
In terms of the little reset, didn't get anything in transition, nothing in secondary. You reset, ball play. That was just good execution. Usually a defense that is set is more apt to cover the player to defend
the pack this year in the SWAC. Right now they are down 5 to the Cougars. Jumper, that may have been deflected. I think Grimes got his mitts on it. In front court, Giroux.
Now down low to Gardner. Shot clock. The ally of the Pirates dwindles inside of 10. Inside, Robinson White, and stuffed away by Grimes.
Houston recovering on the defensive end.
Shot clock at 6.
Really good defense.
Down to 1. There's a blocked shot. Barry at the left elbow got it swatted away, and that's going to be
contact. Both teams off to a 2-for-4 shooting start from the field, and Houston with the early lead. That shot by Shannon is blocked, and here comes the Cougars.
Third leading scorer in the conference, Etienne, being guarded by the 4th leading scorer. Etienne trying to go to work. Isaac Brown, the interim coach, certainly has been one. Etienne and Dennis on the floor have certainly been as key as anyone.
Here's Etienne about zone defense and some of the shortcomings of it. It's rebounding. And they're trying to get Houston to shoot from the perimeter, but you have got to find a body.
Shooter, this is the largest lead for Houston, up a dozen. Trying to recover from that loss at Wichita State Thursday.
You're up and down the floor. Get into a little bit of a rhythm. Find a flow within this game. Find your opportunities. That's the other thing. When you cut a little reset, didn't get anything in transition, nothing in secondary, you reset, ball play. That was just good execution. Usually a defense that
pulled the chair out from under him.
Lead at 16. Crosby on the baseline, nearly a high dribble. Reverse layup, and there's a foul called, and we'll get 10 to shoot. Way out high, Pierce takes it. Long 3. Wow, hit that.
Ball game. About a 9-second, make it 11-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
About 2,500 people in Houston.
Can't have shots. Get tested around 9 o'clock this morning to make sure everything was okay, and obviously it is, or has been. But that's with 5 teams in the top 14. The Big Ten's got 5 in the top 17 and 6 in the top 22. So I guess those two
out for Houston.
Well, defense has just gotten really look in the middle of the court. Gresham just staying down there, not guarding anybody, playing center field, and right now
the run is 35-11 since the Cougars were down 10 as Etienne draws the foul. Houston looks to avenge their only loss of the year so far. Etienne foul doesn't, ring bells for most college basketball fans. That team very likely can win the Mountain West. And then, of course, a dominating win.
Yeah, this is a guard-heavy offense. Coach.
Trying to probe the defense once again, and that's
First off the bench for Houston today. Grimes, no look to Gorham. It's 23-4. And
that's what Reynolds has done so far on the floor.
He was beaten by Gresham on the last bucket. Giroux with his 4th assist.
What you're doing is you're maintaining and establishing expectations on the regular, and when you do that consistently, guys know exactly what they need from you.
Years overseas, so you have to think that he got some pretty good advice as to whether he was ready or not.
Rice leans in, misses as he changes. First time the Cougars enjoying a double-digit lead. 8-0 the Houston run. Deep 3 that time, no good for. They tell that Marcus Sasser looked true from the mid-range on that jumper. 22-12. We'll get an update on the Shed here momentarily. on the baseline, and 52 of this contest. Broncos have 4 whistles against them. Key jab at the free throw line. Tough jumper, barely grazes rim. Coming off the bench, and TJ Moss.
Oh, that's a great matchup. Quentin Grimes on Kuzo.
Nice left-handed scoop, comes up short. The off.
Right into the arms. Texas Tech. Yeah, Tyreek. Yep. Here and can't add to the lead.
I think one of the most underrated things in coaching.
Now he spent time in Arizona in prep school for a couple of years, and
2020-21 trendy Final Four headline.
Kelvin Sampson called him a coach's dream. It's 16 rebounds against Central Florida. And there's a trap.
Rito 3 and Collins 0, the 2 big scorers for USF. And it's Collins here who gets to the rim, misses the light. And he's had to play more this year with the preseason loss of Alexis Yetna. Rito creates space and bangs home.
And then beating the rotations of Houston on the backside. There goes Collins, who'll have his head up.
Collins, tough finish. Back in the starting lineup the last 5 games. Have missed some time for personal reasons.
Taken inside by Russell. 7:30 remaining in the opening half. That's a better attack of the basket. Tough chance on.
Offensively right now, Houston can get pretty much anything they want.
Nice take to the rim, but that one rolled out by a young man who came from Tulane's home out of New Orleans. Anthony Davis having a pretty good season. And against the buzzer.
Houston is the increased minutes he didn't have Kansas, and also just the space. He did short on a little bit, but he jumped into the shot. That created the difference for him to knock that down. And now
Ibrahim Ali, the 6'10" freshman out of Lagos, Nigeria, has a knee injury and is out indefinitely. So having him not regularly for Houston, they are 2nd in the nation in rebound margin, 4th in the nation in offensive rebounds. Nice attack that time by.
Was the end of your resume when you were in the Missouri Valley. You lost a conference game, and God forbid you lost 2. The gravity.
Mills is 16 after those free throws. The towel cut off by Fabian White. The rebound.
We are thinking about everybody back in Texas in what is such a horrible situation, tragic in certain cases. Roberts, the redshirt freshman. Wichita State has had 6 possessions go 20 seconds or longer. Haven't scored on any rebound for Houston in the first 14 minutes.
Tremont Mark, another great athlete that can come off the bench and get unscripted baskets as Calvin Sampson.
Yeah, Caleb Murphy is just a huge energy player for this USF Bulls team. He's young, but he's ready. He's come with some straight from the benches, coaches and players on the floor.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. Castaneda from the logo.
They got the 3rd in the country. And of course, Bryce Thompson being out doesn't help a whole lot.
Houston with a 5-point lead in Collins. This is now the biggest lead of the ball game. 11, the lead for Houston.
You have as many dominant teams as we've seen in past years, especially in the ACC, like you mentioned. Big Ten is tough. I mean, we're looking at Michigan as a possible #1 seed.
Giroux. And somehow they're going to say that was on a...
Here with Cincinnati, and we have one potentially in the Pac-12 game. Wayne Tinkle and Oregon State, who crushed the Oregon Ducks last night. We'll get
in the back of your mind, I better stay home a little bit, and that's what you saw there.
Final possession of the half for Memphis. Alice Teller.
He knows we're talking about him. He knocks down the jumper, and he now has a triple-double for Houston, the first since Bo Outlaw in 19.
Juwan Howard has got to be, if not a front runner, to me, he is a front runner for not just Big Ten Coach of the Year, but national coach.
Free in as fast as 2 hours. Because between teaching, cooking, and parenting, you could use one less job to do. Go to Instacart.com.
Well, you're just not going to get playing time for Kelvin Sampson if you're going to be tentative. If you're tentative about anything, then you're just going to take your tentative self over there and sit down on the bench.
Good defense against a double team.
Entertainment value
only entertainment. To our entertainment only. No one else can be entertained by it. Here's a shot at tip of the baseline. That's on the wing.
I mean, absolute jumping jacks. Clap, do something. Stop your feet. You were wide open for a good 5 seconds.
in the second half and leads all scorers with 14. Largest lead of the game for Houston. And our culture is built on our seniors. Bryson Gresham, one of those seniors. He makes both free throws. He has 6 points.
In the conference, they're averaging 35 boards a game. You can see the discrepancy and how important it's going to be for the Pirates tonight. Newton with 5 to shoot, going to pull for 3. That rattles around.
Past the midway point of the second half, 15-point lead. Forrester going up against Giroux.
Out as well. Etienne runs the point. Wichita State is without its backup point guard Craig Porter and third-string point guard Trevin Wade.
Coach Sampson asked if you were in a bunker and someone needed to leave that bunker to go out and get more ammunition and come back, who would you trust to do that?
And now you're seeing Quentin Grimes as one of the elite players in college basketball.
Giroux out high. Major size advantage Houston defensively. Going up and in and dropping it in for 2.
Well, if we're not, then that's a problem for UCF because he is dangerous with the basketball in his hands. And when he's got the ball, when he's off the ball, he's even more dangerous.
Where are the points going to come from? You're not going to live and die with Gorham out there at the 3-point line.
Not a lot of fans here, but it's the loudest they've been. Dennis in and out on the third. At 10 in the first half, that just kept them in it. Just 2 second chance points for Houston in the second half of play, but they've gotten much better play from their guards. They would be undefeated going into the NCAA tournament. And of course, just one loss and you're out. Gonzaga will face their toughest competition.
For 2, 74% free throw shooter. SMU within 15. And Kendrick Davis on the bench with 4 fouls.
And those 3, you're talking about rarefied air in Temple Owl basketball history. 3 of the greatest.
Pull-up jumper with a shot.
South Carolina Gamecocks if you're being tentative.
13 total turnovers. And 1 coming up for 7.
So he heads back to the bench.
Okay, I thought he just
Giroux
stepped
back
on the
in.
baseline. He got called for an offensive foul?
Got called for the foul.
Huh.
We are thinking about everybody back in Texas in what is such a horrible situation, tragic in certain cases. Rebound for Houston in the first 14 minutes.
Tremont Mark, another great athlete that can come off the bench and get unscripted baskets is Calvin Sampson.
White 1 for 2. First free throws of the game attempted by Houston. And the lead is down to 3.
Yeah, Caleb Murphy is just a huge energy player for this USF Bulls team. He's young, but he's ready. He's with experience. So one, they got the 3rd in the country. And of course, Bryce Thompson being out doesn't help a whole lot.
Houston with a 5-point lead in Collins.
They have as many dominant teams as we've seen in past years, especially in the ACC, like you mentioned. Big Ten is tough. I mean, we're looking at Michigan as a possible #1 seed.
Giroux. And somehow they're going to say that was on a
1.4 points per possession right now for Houston. That's ridiculous efficiency.
He knows we're talking about him. He knocks down the jumper, and he now has a triple-double for Houston, the first since Bo Outlaw in 19.
About zone defense and some of the shortcomings of it, it's rebounding. And they're trying to get Houston to shoot from the perimeter, but you have got to find a body. Juwan Howard has got to be, if not a front runner, you know, to me, he is a front runner for not just Big Ten Coach of the Year, but national coach.
Free in as fast as 2 hours. Because between teaching, cooking, and parenting, you could use one less job to do. Go to instacart.com.
Shooter, this is the largest lead for Houston, up a dozen. Trying to recover from that loss at Wichita State Thursday.
A little reset, didn't get anything in transition, nothing in secondary. You reset, call play. That was just good execution. Usually a defense that pulled the chair out from under him.
Lead at 16. Crosby on the baseline, nearly a high dribble. Reverse layup, and there's a foul called. And we'll get Giroux out high. Major size advantage Houston defensively. Going up and in and dropping it in for two.
I mean, absolute jumping jacks. Clap, do something. Stop your feet. You were wide open for a good 5 seconds. And that's just too easy. That is a careless kind of reversal pass. And it's careless on multiple accounts, right? It's careless because you just...
In the second half and leads all scorers with 14. Largest lead of the game for Houston. And it...
James draws a crowd. Too strong. DeBow in there.
Get tested around 9 o'clock this morning to make sure everything was okay, and obviously it is, or has been. But that's...
Alterique Gilbert back in the lineup after coming off the bench last game at a game high 17 of the win over UCF last Wednesday. Tyson Etienne, third leading scorer in the American.
Big as a post defender. He goes the offensive glass consistently.
Etienne at 25 and 8 the first game between them. Third leading scorer in the conference, Etienne, being guarded by the fourth leading scorer. Etienne trying to go to work. Sweet man.
Him rolling.
Corbett Chandler try to screen for him. Count. Isaac Brown, the interim coach, certainly has been one. Etienne and Dennis on the floor have certainly been as key as anyone. Here's Etienne to Kansas in his second year at Houston. Etienne. Grimes all over him. This is Wade.
Houston only averages 11 turnovers per game. That's the best in the American Conference. They already had 6 today. Quinones for 3.
Can help anybody off of Grimes.
Williams pass deflected, now in the corner. That 3.
Cisse and Williams have been back in the game, Andrew. They've been rebounding much, much better.
Ellis, deep 3.
Doesn't go in. Great look for him there.
Memphis +5 on the glass this half.
Let's see if Memphis can continue to score in the half court. That's a tough shot.
Jeffrey.
Straight from the benches, coaches and players on the floor.
Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. Castaneda from the logo. This is now the biggest lead of the ball game. 11, the lead for Houston. Yeah, turnover. Grimes looked like he had him with a nice feed, but Gorham wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, he felt a bit of
Toledo. One of the great basketball families in the country. Williams in the conference this year, 5 last night, and a 2-point win over Memphis. Davenport stuck, 2 to shoot. Williams from nearly half court.
Firing, and now he inspires players to just play hard. I've never seen a more consistent offensive rebounder than.
And now you're seeing Quentin Grimes as one of the elite players in college basketball.
In the conference, they're averaging 35 boards a game. You can see the discrepancy and how important it's going to be for the Pirates tonight. Newton with 5 to shoot, going to pull for 3. That rattles around. Newton, and now Miles in and out on a 3 on his 5th board of the game.
And what do you do there? He boxed out. That's how he got that rebound. Good job being physical.
Now Gardner out to Miles, an open look, and another 3 for the Pirates. Gardner, a 3 for the tie is good for JJ.
The team effort rebounding the basketball was a good job by him coming back, boxing out and getting the board.
Miles open for 3. That lips out. Played great down the stretch against Tulsa on Saturday with 4 personal fouls. DeVoe has already hit 1 from the perimeter. This is Robinson White who connects on East, leading by 6. This is Newton. Gardner lost it again. James collects. Newton trapped on the baseline. Extra pass to Robinson White, who buries another 3.
Team boards against SMU earlier this year. The lead has swelled to 13. That'll help.
And he's been in double digits the last 12, Brad, and had 22 in the last meeting against Temple.
Here's a long 3. Pointer off the mark, kept alive. Out to midcourt to Williams at 3-point.
It was against Tyson.
They all just go after the ball.
Optimist from Grimes. This is Dennis. Flat 2 and Quentin Grimes back with a defensive rebound.
And he used to play with his arms down by his side. Now he's flaring shots away from the rim.
Wade for 3, too strong. Rebound to Grimes. That block shot.
Cisse has a chance at a 3-point play. You pointed out he's only 18 years old. And he is certainly in the mix for Conference Rookie of the Year. These teams are in Tuesday night for a chance to advance to the NCAA tournaments. 1 out of 2 for Jeffries, who's a 55% free throw shooter. Grimes all the way, and with Ellis up ahead. Nolly over to Ellis, and now he'll shoot it. That was a 2, and Grimes in the corner.
I mean, they'll trap a
Ball from the free throw line. Won't go, and that is how the first half ends. A lot of fouls. Rebounded Memphis 8-3. Nolly from the free throw line. And the rebound to Grimes.
7 games earlier in this year. They were 4-3. They are a different team.
11-3 with Williams, who cannot complete the three-point play. So it remains a 3-point deficit for the Tigers.
Yeah, Giroux has really gained maturity in his game. He's a flashy guy. He's so exciting to watch play. So once he's really started to dial in and take care and value the ball, this is what you're seeing.
A 2-on-1 offense going.
I have a feeling he is going to reach the 10 assist mark by tonight. As we take a look at the number 1 and number 2 seeds, according to Joey Brackets, of course. And Gonzaga, no surprise there. Gonzaga and Baylor are 2
for Cincinnati. Right here, just take it and lay it in.
Easton instead will feed Davenport. Missed a 3. Rebound to Quentin Grimes. Our officials today, Tony Green, Don Daly, and Terry Ogles.
No, but you know, Calvin Sampson, let's talk about his staff for a minute. Quantus White, Hollis Price, 2 terrific players that know Calvin's philosophy and culture, and then his son Kevin.
Well, has not scored yet. Has a couple of assists. Ellis whips it to Baugh. And that will fall into the arms of Quentin Grimes for the Houston Cougars. Shared the 6th man of the year in the conference, Tulsa's Damian Jackson, but now he's a starter. And he'll be a starter as long as Memphis is playing this year at this rate. Here comes Grimes. There's Giroux, and Grimes throws.
And all that trapping made big guys rotate to different spots and open up the backcourt. That's a pretty good adjustment by Penny Hardaway.
Quinones chucks it on the rim. Cisse has it knocked away. Grimes dribbles out of the pack.
His guys were selfish. They didn't want to play as a team. And as soon as Williams became eligible, it changed. Williams told me he always knew he was going to get cleared, but they kind of played a joke on him when he went into this sport.
And Chris, the way that he represents his family, the way that he represents his father, with the motor that he plays, sprinting the floor right now, beating everybody down the street for the Green Wave of Tulane. Biggest possession of the season is right now.
I agree. Got to have something here. Watson. Stifling defense from Sass. On your way here tonight in the American Athletic Conference Championship quarterfinal round. Number 3 seed Memphis and the 6th seed in UCF. Knights have won 5 in a row.
Stroking that thing, and every shot he puts up, he fully believes is going in.
Brown can't connect on the long shot. Whether everybody can get through with all the protocols, I would take my time. I also look at seeing one of the best players in the country have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament and do some of the special things that people like Steph Curry have been able to. Sexy Kansas teams of the past with a lot of NBA talent, they're going to have to win some grinded out style games. And once you accept that and start to play that identity, it becomes a part of you. And
Gresham with 2, Cheney with 2, Sasser with 2 here in the first half. Black jersey. Roberts will shoot 2 with Houston in the double bonus. Mike Saunders with his 3rd foul.
Think about that. He wanted it more than the other guy. He was anxious to get to practice and put him to work. Sure he did.
Off Giroux's foot with 3.3 to go. Yeah, 7 o'clock game Thursday night. Fly back from Wichita. We talked to him about who started the half, played 47 seconds, takes a seat. Vogt and Mike Saunders each with 3 fouls. Julius no go on a three. Cincinnati started 3 for 3 from deep. They've missed their last. That kind of night too.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You mentioned the timing of his comeback. You have to give the kid.
Dribble drive penetration, a kick out right corner. 3-ball on the way. No good from the hands of Pierce. Another Houston rebound. Grimes wants to push. Now, here as the teams are collectively 0 for 8. That comes Alcorn, a lob feed from the baseline. That's an air ball attempt by Morris. Grimes comes away with it, and he'll bring it into front court here for the... All right, Gorham to the bench. So too Kieran Powell.
I am often wrong, seldom in doubt.
Well, at least you sold it to us well.
I did. I sold.
18-point Houston advantage. As we're under 3, here comes the 3-ball. Another miss as Alcorn continues to suffer from long range. That shot attempt taken by Tyree Corbett, who had
every reason in the world to go in at halftime and feel like this thing was over and not come out with any fight. And they have done just the opposite. They have made this a basketball game here in the second half.
Here's Joshua. Out left side, 3-ball for Pierce. Glass only. This is a help out transition. 4-on-2 break. Left corner for Shed for a triple. Comes up. They'll be playing Liberty and then Santa Clara, and then they get right into conference play. Ball tipped up, and we're going to get a foul on the other side after the rebound on the miss.
He's going to get playing time by rebounding, defending. Last time down, we saw him block that shot, protecting the rim, and that's how he's going to get on the floor. But he's got some offensive skills.
And secure the rebound.
Mahan still hasn't had a shot in this one. The lefty Adams, too strong, and the rebound goes to Grimes. And that's been in addition to Quentin Grimes' game. That's been really... That one off the mark. Great offensive board and putback. And Houston is back on the board. That is Reggie Chaney's first bucket of the afternoon.
But here's the deal, Rich. The ball moved.
Turnover by UCF. That's number 16. And it's led to 10 points off of those turnovers for the Cougars. By the way, just got a text from we're welcoming you if you're just tuning in on ABC. We've got a good one in the American Conference here alongside John Crispin. I'm Rich Hollenberg. 6th ranked Houston leading UCF 50-45. This is their stake to their largest lead of the afternoon, coming up on 1 minute to go. And that's going to be a foul called.
I have no idea how that's a foul.
East Carolina trying to get into their half-court offense. Gardner will pull up for a long 2, and the rebound yanked down by Grimes. And Houston the other way, leading by a pair. Gardner with just 2 so far this evening. Robinson White misfires from the outside. And it's Grimes down with the rebound. Gardner lost it again. James collects. And the rebound saved by Grimes.
Season right now, East Carolina +1.
And another front end of the 1-and-1 missed. And the rebound saved by Houston. Cougars still have time, but certainly need some.
Until Wednesday, we were going to Houston. And here we are, Philadelphia.
Glad to be here.
No doubt. 3-pointer won't go. Grimes rips off the rebound. He's a 3-point machine.
He sure is, and he's an Allen wrench. He's out there for one reason, to knock down threes.
And that one was almost down and spits back out. Houston comes the other way.
Plus, to try to get something in transition 8 seconds into the shot clock or less.
And again, excellent defense under the rim by the Cougars. That time it was Chaney.
For the most part, all day at both ends, doing a good job rebounding, as you mentioned. Not able to convert the and one there. And when you're Temple, you need all of that cheese. Yeah. You got to get all of that.
At Temple off the miss. Pull up from the elbow. Williams off the mark.
Oh, I got a good look at it, too.
With the rebound, though, now they can hit a shot on the other end. Might be him, in fact. Up, under, and off. Grimes tracks it down.
You know, Brad, you look at this Houston team, good numbers there for Jake Forrester today. And you start thinking about how do they stack up with the rest of the. But this Houston team, because of the way it defends, will always have a chance to disrupt opposing teams, even high-scoring, versatile.
Out of the first 5.
You know, that his left ankle was getting better. And you just see from the opening tip, he just kind of had that scoring mentality. Like, he was really looking for a shot tonight.
Yeah, I think Grimes getting a couple days off did him.
1.4 points per possession right now for Houston. That's ridiculous efficiency. I think they're going to add to that number. Change away from a conference tournament championship. Kelvin Sampson hasn't won one of these in a long, long time. Grimes with the intercept, his second steal. I guess if you lost, you would have gotten him a lot later. Quinones on the floor with Williams, Boogie Ellis. Landers not only the first team all conference, and Cisse, who was the freshman of the year. Memphis turns it over, which is one potential here with Cincinnati, and we have one potentially in the Pac-12 game. Wayne Tinkle and Oregon State, who crushed the Oregon Ducks last night, will get their shot at the big dance against Colorado.
And it puts it in the back of your mind, I better stay home a little bit, and that's what you saw there.
Final possession of the half for Memphis. Ellis telegraphed it badly. Grimes with a steal. Ray Williams is going back to the bench here for Memphis. Maybe trying to play some offense, defense if you can down the stretch here with the 4 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. No reason not to. You have the lead. You're going to be on the perimeter.
You got to watch so many guys. Sasser and Grimes, 2 of the top 3 in the ACC, and 3-point field goal attempts. Grimes.
Yards that Kelvin Sampson has had. Hollis Price, Eric Gordon. I mean, those guys, he let them go, and rightfully so.
For the flush. Real minutes here, up and down the floor. Get into a little bit of a rhythm. Find a flow within this game. Find your opportunities. That's the other thing. When you come back, you have to understand that you aren't who you...
As a basket goes for Kieron Powell, who finds himself with a field goal as a Houston Cougar. And a steal. Quentin Grimes, look out!
Time has 5 points, and it's a 3-point Houston lead with 5:40 to go in the first half.
And we said it before, American Athletic preseason player of the year in this conference. He might be coming off the bench
at Houston, and our culture is built on our seniors. Bryson Gresham, one of those seniors. He makes both free throws. He has 6 points, and the lead is 3 for the number 6 Cougars.
Slightly out of control. Feet outside of the arc. Hate to say it's an easy call because the block charge is never easy. It's another one of those calls out.
Losing on 2 free throws with a 10th of a second left 8 days ago. In traffic, Gilbert loses the basketball.
With defensive rebounds.
3 try at the other end. No good for Pope. And then a turnover as the Cougars back the other.
You're not going to get anything better.
Houston playing hot potato with a basketball. Giroux feeds Gorham. Giroux with his... Fuller was going for his second straight slam. And Giroux is called for his second foul.
This was nice. I mean, a little unorthodox, one-handed underhand lob.
Have events featuring conference and non-conference matchups in football, men's and women's basketball, and a host of Olympic sports coming later this collegiate season. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
They're a better team right now. They understand each individual that comes on the floor now has a bigger role to play. Saw that with Marcus Sasser, the 8 threes against Tulane, and then, you know, Quentin Grimes.
U of H. Holding Tulsa to 32% shooting. Gore on the tip. Another Tulsa turnover. Grimes will.
He is 6 for 11. Quentin Grimes was 1 for 7. He is now 4 for 8.
Grimes the steal for a career high.
Put this clear. This is not a game that is played in black and white. There's a ton of gray. And I want these officials to operate in that gray area, which means you have to look at this game and say...
As far as pain and suffering is concerned. And I've coached against that dude, so I know what I'm talking about. And with him.
Another turnover here, and Houston...
South Carolina wants to push with a 2-possession lead. Goes weak side and seeing it all the way is Juwan Roberts with the steal. So Roberts has had a block, steal, some good rebounds. Can he help Giroux? Shed. That one knocked out on the block. Nicely done by Levesque. And then he had his pocket picked, did T.J. Moss. T.J. Moss's impact in the second half, nothing close to what it was.
Has not gotten into a defensive stance yet in 2 games.
Here's one of the freshmen for Texas Tech, and Amari Burnett got caught up along the baseline and turns it over.